Tonight, your heel is doing nothing, resting in a shoe, under a desk, maybe under a blanket. But here's the truth. That small piece of bone and tendon helped humans kill animals that could outrun us with ease. Not by speed, by endurance. And once you understand what your heel was built for, you'll never look at just walking the same way again. Humans are not impressive sprinters. We don't have claws. We don't have fangs. We don't have thick hides or venom or a bite that can crush bone. Put a human on an open plain against a healthy antelope, and the result is embarrassing. The antelope wins the first 10 seconds, the first minute, the first mile. So how did we survive? How did we become the species that spread across every continent? Here's the dirty secret. We didn't win by being stronger, and we didn't win by being faster. We won by being the one thing most animals. Your heel is part of that story. It's not just padding at the back of your foot. It's an anchor point for a spring-loaded system. Every time your foot hits the ground, your body catches itself. Muscles do some work, sure, but tendons do something smarter. They store energy and return it. The star of the show is the Achilles tendon, a thick cord that runs from your calf to your heel bone. When you land, it stretches like a rubber band. When you push off, it snaps back and gives you free speed. That free speed is not a metaphor. The Achilles tendon can store and release elastic energy with every step, reducing the metabolic cost of running. In plain language, you can keep moving longer than you should be able to. You don't notice it because it's invisible when it's working properly. You only notice it when it's injured, and suddenly every step feels expensive. Now rewind time. No roads, no supermarkets, no delivery apps. Just sun, dust, and distance. Your ancestors did not hunt like lions. They didn't hide in grass and explode into a sprint. They hunted like a slow, patient machine. They followed, step after step, hour after hour, not to catch an animal in a burst of speed, but to break it over time. This strategy has a name, persistence hunting. It sounds almost unfair because it is. The animal sprints and escapes. The human jogs. The animal stops to calm down. The human keeps coming. The animal bolts again. The human keeps coming. Over and over. The distance never closes quickly, but it closes eventually. Why does it work? Because many fast animals have one major weakness: heat. A cheetah can hit incredible speeds, but it can only do it briefly. A deer can sprint hard, but sustained speed turns its body into an overheating engine. Humans, on the other hand, have a cooling system designed for motion. We sweat, and sweating is a superpower. It lets us dump heat while moving. It lets us travel farther in the sun without cooking ourselves from the inside. Picture the scene. The savanna shimmers with heat. A herd explodes into motion, hooves hammering, dust rising like smoke, and behind them, far behind, not even a threat at first, a human figure moves forward. No ruar, no claws, no fangs. Just the steady rhythm of feet on earth. Quiet, persistent, like time itself. This is where the heel matters again. Endurance is not just lungs and heart. It's mechanics. You need a body that can repeat an impact thousands of times without breaking. You need joints that can absorb shock. You need a foot that can handle uneven ground. And you need tendons that recycle energy instead of wasting it. The heel bone, the calcaneus, is the lever. It gives the Achilles tendon a sturdy attachment and a mechanical advantage. Think of it like the handle on a tool. Small changes in shape can change how force is applied. In humans, the heel helps turn calf muscle force into forward motion efficiently. Combined with the long Achilles tendon, it creates a spring that makes running economical. And running is basically controlled falling. With every stride, your body is pitching forward and catching itself at the last moment. If every catch was pure muscle work, you would burn out fast. But the tendon's elastic recoil returns part of the energy, step after step, mile after mile. That's why trained runners often look effortless. They are not pushing harder, they are wasting less. So when ancient humans tracked an animal, they weren't just relying on courage, they were using a built-in engine of efficiency. They could travel long distances at a steady pace, keep their body temperature under control, and remain functional long after faster animals had to stop. Eventually, the prey's advantages collapse. Its sprinting muscles flood with heat and fatigue. It can't pant enough. It can't cool enough. It begins to stumble. And then the distance that never closed quickly closes all at once. The hunt ends, not with a dramatic chase, but with a creature that simply cannot continue. Now here's the modern twist, and it's the part nobody likes to hear. Your heel was built for hunting, but modern life trained it to sit still. We turned a persistence predator into a chair animal. We park the spring system all day, then wonder why our bodies feel tight, heavy, restless, or fragile. Your ancestors walked, ran, climbed, carried, and squatted just to eat, You can get food without standing up. Your heel, the survival engine, sits idle. And like any engine, it degrades when it's never used. Consider how strange modern footwear is compared to the ground we evolved on. For most of human history, the heel met dirt, rock, and grass directly or through thin sandals. The foot had to sense the terrain and adjust. Today, we wrap the heel in foam, lift it with stacked soles, and keep it cushioned from every signal. Comfort is nice, but it can also hide weakness. A spring that never stretches becomes stiff. A tendon that never loads becomes easier to injure when you suddenly ask it to perform. That's why Achilles pain is so common. The tendon is built for repeated, progressive load, not for months of inactivity followed by one heroic weekend. When you sprint after years of sitting, your heel system is like a bow left unstrung and then yanked tight without warning. It protests. Sometimes it snaps. The lesson is simple and brutally boring. Consistency beats intensity. The hunter's body is a daily body. Start small. Walk more than you sit. Take stairs. Let your calves work. Let your heel roll and your toes push. Add short jogs if you want, but keep the pace easy enough to breathe through your nose. Over time, the tendon thickens, the spring returns, and the machine becomes efficient again. You're not getting fit for a trend. You're restoring a design. And there's something else endurance gives you besides survival. Clarity. When you move for a long time, the noise in your head drops. Problems shrink. Thoughts line up. That's not magic. It's biology. The same system that carried humans across plains can carry you through stress, grief, and doubt, one steady step at a time. So tonight, when your heel is resting, remember what it is: a fossil of movement, a spring of bone and tendon, a quiet weapon built for lasting, not for sprinting, for endurance. Long before we built cities, we were built to hunt by refusing to stop. Stand, take a step, and let the hunter in your heel wake again today.